Greetings, my friends. This series is something that I've wanted to do for a while. To read aloud some of Scotland's legends, folklore, poetry, short stories, verses, and other literature. Why Scotland, though? Well, why do so many people the world over hold our wee country with such high regard? Why do folk cling to Scottish heritage and familial connections after generations of separation from her? The answer is simple. Scotland has character. Every nook and cranny of our country and its history is shrouded in folklore, tall tales, songs, stories, and legends. From the soot-stained ports and cities where the industries grew, the mountains and glens carved into our land, the wild seas and towering stacks rising from them, and the endless forests. Every inch of our country has at least a single story behind it. These stories, poems, and verses I wish to share with you through the spoken word. Tonight, I'll be reading the works of some of Scotland's greatest poets, compiled in the golden treasury of Scottish poetry. So, please, make yourself comfortable, relax, and enjoy. The rose of all the world is not for me. I want from my part only the little white rose of Scotland that smells sharp and sweet and breaks the heart. In the Highlands, Robert Louis Stevenson. In the Highlands, in the country places, where the old plain men have rosy faces, and the young fair maidens quiet eyes, where essential silence chills and blesses, and forever in the hill recesses her more lovely music broods and dies. Oh, to mount again where erst I haunted, where the old red hills are bird enchanted, and the low green meadows bright with sward, and when even dies the million tinted, and the night is come, and planets glinted, lo, the valley hollow, lamp bestarred. Oh, to dream, oh, to awake and wander there, and with delight to take and render through the trance of silence, quiet breath. Lo, for there among the flowers and grasses, only the mightier movements sound and passes, only winds and rivers, life and death. Scotland, Alexander Gray. Here in the uplands, the soil is ungrateful. The fields, red with sorrel, are stony and bare. A few trees, wind-twisted, or are they but bushes, stand stubbornly guarding a home here and there. Scooped out like a saucer, the land lies before me. The waters, once scattered, flow orderly now. Through fields where the ghosts of the marsh and the moorland still ride the old marches, despising the plough. The marsh and the moorland are not to be banished. The bracken and heather, the glory of broom, usurp all the bulks, and the fields, broken fringes, and claim from the sour their portion of room. This is my country, the land that begat me. These windy spaces are surely my own, and those who here toil, in the sweat of their faces, are flesh of my flesh, and bone of my bone. Hard is the day's task, Scotland, stern mother, wherewith at all times thy sons have been faced, labour by day, and scant rest in the gloaming, with want unattendant, not lightly outpaced. Yet do thy children honour and love thee? Harsh is thy schooling, yet great is the gain. True hearts and strong limbs, the beauty of faces kissed by the wind and caressed by the rain. Freedom. John Barber. Ah, freedom is a noble thing. Freedom makes man to have liking. Freedom, all solace to man give us. He liveth at ease that freely liveth. A noble heart may hae nae ease, nihilist not that may him please. Give freedom feel ye, for free liking is yearneth o'er all other thing. Na, he that aye has lived free may not know weel the property, the anger, na the rich doom, that is couplet to foul thraldom. But if he had a say at it, then all perker he said it wit, and should think freedom mair to prize than all the gold in world that is. Ireland Weeping by William Livingston. Utmost island of Europe, loveliest land under the canopy of the skies, often did I see your coast over the great roaring sound of sea. When a wild wind blew from the southeast, and the firmament was without mist or cloud, the gales and the winds of Islay told one another of your loveliness, of your grassy goodly plains, level Lagan Rotha and Maghui, and your branchy dells that give shelter to the winged minstrels of the trees. Of your pure fountains, gurling spring water, your numerous herds among your glens, your woods and hills and meads and greenery from end to end. In the guiltless morning of youth, I got the tales of the ages gone by at the hearth of Islay of Clan Donald, ere the Gaels were exiled from their heritage. The welcoming company who loved to tell the tales of Innisfail, the fables of the worthy, hospitable ones told in the harmonious modes of the bards. We little ones believed the stories we thus heard from the mouths of the old, and believed, therefore, that you were still as in these heroic tales, joyful, exultant, happy. Today I see unchanged your skyline, over the sea from the wave-beaten shore of South Islay, but gloomy to tell is your condition now. A tale of woe, yoke and exile, of famine, grief and injustice, with no way to relieve your pain, since you yourself broke your strength. Where is the heroism of the three Hughs, heroic O'Donnell and O'Neill and McGuire, hurling himself without hesitation upon the foe and standing to death before he yielded? Where is the race of the brave that did not evade battle at Dunaver, when they poured down like a mountain flood under the rims of their speckled shields, the rocks answering with an echo to the triumphant shout on the field, the foxes stretched without breath and their blood humming on the ground? In Orkney, William Fowler. Upon the utmost corners of the world, and on the borders of this massive round, where fate and fortune hither has me harled, I do deplore my griefs upon this ground, and seeing roaring seas from rocks rebound by ebbs and streams of contrar routing tides, and Phoebus' chariot in their waves lie drowned. Why equally now night and day divides, I call to mind the storms my thoughts abides, for whichever wax and never doth decrease, for nights of dull days joys I ever hides, and in their veil doth all my weal suppress. So this I see, wherever I remove, I change but seas, but cannot change my love.
Ship-broken men whom stormy seas sore toss. William Fowler. Ship-broken men whom stormy seas sore toss. Protests with oaths not to adventure more, but all their perils, promises, and loss they quite forget when they come to the shore. Even so, fair dame, while sadly I deplore the shipwreck of my wits procured by you, your looks rekindleth love as of before, and dost revive which I did disavow. So all my former vows I disallow, and buries in oblivion's grave, but groans. Yea, I forgive, hereafter, even as now, my fears, my tears, my cares, my sobs and moans, in hopes if ains I be to shipwreck driven, ye will me dole to anchor and in your heaven. In Romney Marsh, John Davidson. As I went down to Dymchurch Wall, I heard the south sing o'er the land. I saw the yellow sunlight fall on knolls where Norman churches stand. And ringing shrilly, taut and lithe, within the wind a core of sound, the wire from Romney town to Hythe, alone its airy journey wound. A veil of purple vapour flowed, and trailed its fringe along the streets. The upper air like sapphire glowed, and roses filled heaven's central gates. Masts in the offing wagged their tops, the swimming waves peeled on the shore, the saffron beach all diamond drops, and beads of surge prolonged the roar. As I came up from Dymchurch Wall, I saw above the down's low crest the crimson brands of sunset fall flicker and fade from out the west. Night sank like the flakes of silver fire. The stars in one great shower came down. Shrill blew the wind, and shrill the wire rang out from Hythe to Romney town. The darkly shining salt sea drops streamed as the waves clashed on the shore. The beach, with all its organ stops, pealing again, prolonged the roar. The Bonnie Earl of Moray. Anonymous. Ye Highlands and ye Lowlands, oh where hae ye been? They hae slain the Earl of Moray, and hae laid him on the green. Now wae be to thee, Huntly, and wherefore did ye say, I bade you bring him wi' you, but forbade you him to slay? He was a braw gallant, and he rid at the ring, and the bonny Earl of Moray, oh, he might have been a king. He was a braw gallant, and he played at the ba', and the bonny Earl of Moray was the flower among them a'. He was a braw gallant, and he played at the glove, and the bonny Earl of Moray, oh, he was the Queen's love. O lang will his lady look out of the castle of Doon, ere she see the Earl of Moray come sounding through the tune. Canadian Boat Song. Anonymous. Fair these broad meads, these hoary woods are grand, but we are exiles from our father's land. Listen to me, as when you heard our father sing long ago the song of other shores. Listen to me, and then in chorus gather all your deep voices as ye pull your oars. From the lone shieling of the misty island, mountains divide us, and the waste of the seas. Yet still, the blood is strong, the heart is highland, and we in dreams behold the Hebrides. We ne'er shall tread the fancy-haunted valley, where 'tween the dark hills creeps the small clear stream, in arms around the patriarch banner rally, nor see the moon on royal tombstones gleam. When the bold kindred, in the time long vanished, conquered the soil and fortified the keep, no seer foretold the children would be banished, that a degenerate lord might boast his sheep. Come foreign rage, let discord burst and slaughter. O then for clansmen true and stern claymore, the hearts that would have given their blood like water, but heavily beyond the Atlantic roar. The Return, Tendrick McGillivray. Och hey, for the splendour of tartans, and hey, for the dirk and the targe. The race that was hard as the Spartans shall return again to the charge, shall come back again to the heather, like eagles with beak and with claws, to take and to scatter forever the Sassenach thieves and their laws. Och then, for the bonnet and feather, the pipe and its vaunting clear, och then for the glens and the heather, and all that the gale holds dear. Bonnie George Campbell, Anonymous. High upon heelans and lay upon tay, Bonnie George Campbell rade out in a day. Saddled and bridled, sae gallant to see, hame came his good horse, but never came he. Down ran his old mither, greeting for sair, out ran his bonny bride, reaving her hair. My meadow lies green, and my corn is unshorn, my barn is too big, and my babe is unborn. Saddled and bridled and booted rade he, a plume in his helmet, a sword at his knee. But toom cam his saddle and bloody to see, O hame came his good horse, but never came he. Tam of the Kirk, Violet Jacob. O Jean, my Jean, when the bell caws the congregation our valley and hill with a ding frae its iron mow, when Abady's thoughts is set on his ain salvation, mine's set on you. There's a reed rose lies in the book of the word afore you, that was growing braw in its bush at the keek of the day. But the lad that put yon flower in the mountain's glory, he canna pray. He canna pray, but there's nane of the kirk will heed him, where he sits is laying at the side of the wa. For nane but the reed rose kens what my lassie gied him. It's Anna's twa. He canna sing for the sang that his ain heart raises. He canna see for the mist that's afore his een, and a voice droons the halo of the psalms and the paraphrases, crying, Jean, Jean, Jean. Oh, my love's like a red, red rose. Robert Burns. Oh, my love's like a red, red rose that's newly sprung in June. Oh, my love's like the melody that's sweetly played in tune. As fair art thou, my bonny lass, so deep in love am I, and I will love thee still, my dear, till a' the seas gang dry. Till all the seas gang dry, my dear, and the rocks melt with the sun. And I will love thee still, my dear, while the sands of life shall run. And fare thee well, my only love, and fare thee well awhile, and I will come again, my love, though it were 10,000 mile.